What's cracking, guys? It is the 4th of May. We spent all morning talking about Mr. Champion over here with his big night on DraftKings, but we're going to shift the attention over to our boys at Drafters. We got ourselves an 8-man DFS 5-pack $10 MLB draft today. Guys, why would you not be playing with us on Drafters? I don't understand why it's so difficult for get you guys to come here and take my money. Like, I'm just actively trying to give it to you. Come take it from me, please. I beg you. Come take my money. Take Bellman's money.
And have fun doing it.
Exactly. This is one of the best kept secrets in the DFS world. These snake drafts are a blast. We got 8 of us today, so I'm going to go to create a contest. MLB. We're not going to include, they don't even have a day game, so we'll just roll with this one right here. Perfect. 5-pack, 8 entrants. So easy to make these contests too and play with your friends. 2 winners, 8 people. That seems right.
Yeah, for sure. Nice we got 8 people.
Yeah, we got ourselves a bigger one today. Maybe getting up early and getting at it kind of worked for this one because it seems like more people can draft on their lunch break.
Sweet.
Here's my question for you. So we are going to get rid of outfielders and we'll do 3 instead of positions. We'll do 4 outfielders today.
Yeah, that's a good yes. And then I think we should do like maybe
1 hitter.
Yeah. So then you can yeah, exactly. I think that's all we need.
I think we should do 2 pitchers today too. I think we got 16 guys who are in play, and this will force you. Like if you get DeGrom in the first pick, you don't just get a Lockett like being the head pitcher.
I agree. I agree with that. Definitely 2 pitchers seems right for me.
All right. Well, I'm joining, and then I got to invite all 8 of us. 7 more.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Dr. Belvin, Papa Steve, Joey Sikora, Mr. Spencer. So that's 5. Huggy Bear. And then we got Volatile Jerk. And then for some reason, Mr. Allen just doesn't show up on here right away. So I just got to invite him separately.
It happens to me sometimes too.
All right. So if this is your first time watching a video on Drafters, we've hit on some of our favorite points that we like about this website. One, the late swaps, especially in NBA these days, because you're not getting into the nitty gritty. Everybody just has one player. If like rainouts happen like last night in MLB or guys get scratched in NBA, they give you the next best available player, which is awesome in the current way sports is playing out.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really nice like extra bonus besides like how it's just awesome to begin with.
Yeah, and we love the fact that like when you play head to head, even like I do a bunch of one-on-one drafts on here. When you play head to head on DK or FanDuel, like you still have like massive overlap, and you guys all have the same players.
Yeah, for sure, because that's just the nature of the beast when you have that salary cap. Here, it's really nice to know that when you're playing someone, when you're playing 5 people, you all have your own separate players.
Yeah, for sure. I like the little strategy that goes into it too, as far as like do you take one pitcher right away? Do you get both of them? Like, what's the pitching slate like that? Because it's all slate dependent, like which MLB almost always is going to be. I don't know. We have a blast playing it. We'd love for more of you guys to draft. If you want to use our promo code DFS 5-pack, that's great. I don't even care if you use it or not, though. I just want you guys to come get into the pool. I got a link to the Facebook group below. Every day we go into this Facebook group. I will tag the regular players. We'll set a post for a draft. We announce the winners on the show the next day. I don't know, dude. It's a good time. Come have fun with us.
Yeah, can't wait, man. Excited to get this in today, and really happy we got 8 people.
Yeah, it's the biggest one we've had in a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like we're only waiting on 1 more.
Yeah, Daniel is usually he is a personal trainer. So like a lot of times, like he has to like get out of his session, and sometimes people try to talk to him. You know how people are.
I sure do know how people are.
So we got some news on the NBA front that the Hornets are going to be without PJ Washington and Miles Bridges for a little bit. So that affects your DFS on the day. I think you'll be looking at like Jalen McDaniels. I know I just went and picked him up in the championship league for like a year-long league, or the championship week for the year-long league. So I'm hoping that works out. But classic NBA, I'm sure we'll get more info.
Yeah, I'm sure we will as the day goes on. We haven't done an NBA drafter in a while.
No, if it works out, I would do one tonight.
Yeah, I would too.
It's harder to do them these days because there's even more than ever. Like some of the news comes out so late.
Yeah, it's harder to do them like earlier in the day, especially because the stuff changes so much.
All right, here we go. Oh, the 8th pick. Well, slap my ass and call me Charlie. Come on, drafters. Ryan Weathers ahead of Jacob deGrom. Come on. Come on. No way, no how.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I don't think that picking 8th is really bad at all today, though. Especially like you said with the strategy of do you pick 2 pitchers, etc. You know?
Yeah, I would. Well, ideally, I would love like 1 today or 2 even, so I could grab like a Trevor Bauer or a Jacob deGrom, take that 1 lock. But it's not the world we live in. Not today. Not everybody can get it.
I'll take the number 3 though and take Nola. Not gonna lie, I told you I like Nola today.
Why? The Brewers are the best offense in baseball, and it's not just because I'm wearing a Brewer hat.
And as far as like rainouts go, I mean, for this, unless we know, but I mean, I know that game's risky, but I'm still going to take Nola 3rd personally.
The one thing I would tell people is, and it happened to me yesterday. Now, I got lucky, and a bunch of the guys I was able to pick up did well, but I chalked that up to just luck for the day. I wouldn't go heavy on a rain delay game, because if that game's out, like, you're out.
No, I mean, no doubt about that.
So just as a reiteration, sure. I want to double check which games are very rainy today. I'm going to think we'll be 1 person short of starting early. Never hesitate to click the thumbs up button, guys. And don't forget that we have sales. You get like half your money back for weekly or monthly new customers today. Houston, New York's the big one. Milwaukee, Philly.
Wow.
New York's.
That's.
I don't know. Jacob deGrom is still so good. It'd be hard not to pick him at the top pick. Although I won't have to worry about it because he ain't coming to me.
Yeah, so that's one thing nice about not having the top pick. Excuse me.
Bauer, number 1. Apparently somebody's a little concerned about the weather.
I
get that, though. Bauer's pretty good at DFS in his own right.
Very good shot to get a complete game here in a 7-inning game.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. I don't actually know the scoring system on this one for complete games.
Oh, good point. I don't know that either.
Yeah, he had a weird stat line against Milwaukee the other day. Not a lot of strikeouts. So one of the highest strikeout pitchers in baseball against one of the highest strikeout teams. Not a lot of strikeouts, but yet got the complete game. Just an odd stat line for him.
Yeah, very, very weird.
All right. Who do you think takes the first hitter? Do you think he goes before me, or do you think everybody goes pitching?
I could see right here the hitter being taken. I know Papa Steve likes to take hitters. I think he takes a hitter here.
You were right. You were right.
I can't fault him. I know he's had a bunch of big days on here doing just that. I mean, when you think about it, if everyone else is taking pitcher, I don't mind that strategy of taking hitter. I mean, I also, on the other hand, think, there's so many good hitters in baseball, but all that matters is tonight.
I'm trying to remember where I even liked for offense today.
Yeah, it was different because we liked a lot of the cheaper offenses because we liked expensive pitching.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Alcantara.
That's a good one. They play Arizona. He wasn't in my mind at all.
All right, well, he is way too high up here, but I'm still going to take Ryan Weathers.
I get that.
Cranky. I don't think I like anybody else enough to go with these guys. All right, I probably should have been looking at this stuff ahead of time. Oof. Who's KC pitching today?
Minor.
Minor. And who is Cleveland pitching?
It's like a bullpen game.
I'm just going to take Whit Merrifield because he did me well yesterday, and I should have been looking more at this because I feel very unprepared for the offenses on this draft right now.
Hey, you could always do worse than the best second baseman on the board.
He is an underrated baseball player.
Definitely. Most definitely, for sure. So interesting you didn't take another pitcher. I don't disagree with you, though. None of these guys stand out even a little bit.
Well, you start ranking them. Like, I like Alex Wood. He's been very good this year. It is Coors Field, though, and they just saw him. So I like Alex Wood's been good this year, but I also don't think Alex Wood is this good. Greinke's, as blah as they come. Tough matchup at New York. Herman, Minor, Happ. Like, I don't even know how I'd rank these guys. Like Joe Ross and Jeff Hoffman. Like, I'm not surprised if they outscored Zach Greinke or Herman.
Yeah, I definitely like Marquez the best.
Another guy with the possibility of getting the complete game.
But it's not like he's a lock, and he's the only guy that I really like here. So, yeah, I have no arguments with you at all.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about Jose Ramirez right there too.
Yeah, I was thinking about him also. I mean, anytime he's just one of the best hitters.
It's weird how I feel like like 3 years ago, Ramirez and Lindor were like one of the top 1-2 combos. And it's obvious Lindor is much better than Ramirez. And right now it's like Ramirez seems so much better than Lindor.
Yeah, for sure. Remember when Ramirez went through that awful streak too?
And we're like, maybe it was just a hot run for a year. Maybe he's not this good. And now he's good again. And all of a sudden it's looked like Lindor is a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
I still have faith, though, Lindor turns it around. I'll call it a rough patch, low confidence. He'll be back.
I agree. He's just too good. I'm going to take Marquez only because I think Huggy Bear would take him if I don't take him here.
He definitely might.
I wonder where these two go now.
That's in a 7-inning game. See, I would look at some Dodgers here, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do early draft picks on a shorter game.
I agree. Acuna fallen a little bit. He was only like the 5th hitter taken. Usually you go with like Betts or Acuna. Surprised to see you go Merrifield. Actually, almost every one of these drafts we do, you end up with Betts.
I end up with Betts a lot. They underrank the Dodgers on this one. So like he usually slides a little bit. And so like he hasn't been as good this year, but he's just as good as like Acuna and Trout and those guys are at least really, really close. And you can usually get them much later because they just don't rank the Dodgers guys on this draft or on this website as high as they should be.
You're so right. I have no arguments with that at all.
I was like, who is Texas throwing today? I was looking at Bucks, did not thinking he would get back to me. I just don't remember who the Twins or the Texas is throwing, but it's Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, I'm not overly interested in the Twins either. There's a guy I can't even believe hasn't been picked yet.
Yeah, and you're about to draft him right now.
Of course.
Yep.
How is that not like...
Oh, I thought you were looking at Kirilloff, the new best hitter in the game.
How is Trout still there?
I think sometimes people don't scroll down enough. Like this draft, if you're not prepared for it, like it's a little overwhelming sometimes because you look at DK and Price is so oriented. Now all of a sudden you're trying to go in a different order. This is my first draft in the day. I mean, I wouldn't have normally picked Whit Merrifield, but I didn't want to pull a Bellman and have to just auto draft happen.
Fair enough. I get that. I mean, Trout just was obvious for me there.
Yeah.
In fact, if I had realized Trout, I would have taken him over Marquez.
No arguments here, man.
Could have made the case that I could have taken Trout over Nola as my first overall pick. Solid outfielders right there.
Yeah. It's a lot of good picks up there, too. It is. So a point that we've brought up here on these videos before, and we'll bring up again, is if you're going to play for real money on here, I mean, I'm talking you're going to get into some of these $50, $100, $500 drafts. Do yourself a favor and run one cheaper draft beforehand, just so you kind of feel like you feel acclimated to it. I don't like to do my first draft of the day as, I don't play for big money, but if I do a $50 or $100 draft, I like to feel pretty comfortable with where people are going and stuff like that. So I try to throw in a $5 one beforehand.
You don't want what happened to you in your pick to happen to you like in a bigger money one.
No, for sure. Definitely not.
Like you want to take the guys, like you want to be confident in pick. Like basically when I'm doing those type of drafts, I want to pick like almost right away when it's my pick,
Mm-hmm.
Because I know who I want. So I'm 100% with you. Even if you have to do a couple of them, they're fun.
Amen to that one. I don't remember if I told you this or not. So the other day I did a head-to-head draft against Callowhill is his name. And then we ran it back again like a half hour later. And because he doesn't actually draft live, he just like presets his rankings and enters a bunch of them. We ended up with the exact same teams. And this was a super deep draft with like 3 people at each position. So like that's crazy. We had the exact same teams, exact same scores at the end. I won both times.
That's crazy.
I don't know if that'll ever happen again. Even if you preset the rankings, like me as a live drafter, you would think like I'll at least make one pivot.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, I'm going to take a guy that was awesome for me yesterday. Give me Laureano.
Yes. Atlanta throwing down the mound tonight. Oh, yeah. I do when you do these bigger drafts, guys. Pick upside guys. You know what I mean? Like,
there's so many good plays.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, most of these guys up here are upside already, but pick guys who hit homers, steal bases. Teams are going to score. There's no salary cap associated with it. See, and this is, no offense, Sean, if you're watching this, I find too many times people will start looking at these drafts and they'll think about what they were looking at DK and like they stack like Meadows or Rosarino. Like, yeah, I get it. We like to pick on Cobb and they're cheap, but would you really rather have Austin Meadows than Trey Turner?
No.
Yeah, same, right? Like Trey Turner is a guy who's got, I know he's been a little cold the last couple of days, but he just drops these monster scores regularly.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're definitely right about that. Happens all the time. To me, for sure. Looking at DK, it's hard to adjust, to this. Okay. I'm going to kind of take advantage of their positions here. I'm going to take Castellanos as my third baseman.
Oh, really? I was just looking at him.
Yeah, he's good, man. We talked about him forever. Like, he's rock solid. He's turned himself into like an all-star level hitter.
Like, I had literally just flipped over to ESPN to double check who was pitching today against for the White Sox.
I think it's Cease, right?
Yep.
It's not the greatest matchup in the world. I like a lot of outfielders today, so I don't know.
And it's a weaker position, third is today.
Yeah. Arenado's against DeGrom and Rendon's out. So right off the bat, that hurts.
Yes, it does. And then when I'm looking through these positions, like when I look through Seager, Baum, France, Donaldson, like I don't have anybody I like. And that's where I'm kind of like, I'll just leave this position to the end. Unless they're like, I liked Castellanos, who I was going to pick.
But you know what else? Like what you just, Noah's a good pick there. I forgot about him already. What was I about to say? With your point about DK, like the games that aren't on the DK slate, I feel like sometimes people don't want to take them on drafters. How do you feel about that?
Oh, for sure. They forget about him.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I almost have the opposite approach. Like, well, not the opposite, but like, I mean, sometimes like, I think those are the better games. I think Cincy Chicago today has a chance to be a good offensive game.
Yeah, and like right here, like I know it's not a perfect matchup, but Trey Turner's got way too much upside to be on the board still. He's one of the top fantasy players in the game.
I agree. I mean, the fact that, yeah, you could roster him and Bichette also is pretty nice.
Right? And that's the way, like, I'm even weakening the shortstop position for everybody else.
Big time. I mean, yeah, I still need a shortstop. So,
Like, if I'm you, and I'm only saying this because, I don't know, you're a nice guy. Like, I take Tim Anderson, knowing how weak it is on the comeback, unless you think Story plays and you really like him.
I'm definitely taking Tim Anderson. He's already in my queue, assuming he's there. And if he's not, I'll probably just wait on it, and I'll take one of the,
Polanco.
Simeon.
Simeon, yep.
Who I also like a lot. So those two, Anderson and Simeon, are the two guys I like a lot.
Sometimes, okay, so as far as pitching matchups go, and there's no salary cap associated with these guys, I do find that I'm not looking to stack the Nats on DK, but specifically, I feel like I get one of these guys in every draft. Like Trey Turner is just being drafted by Kiner Falefa and Sean Murphy and Max Kepler. There's no business for that.
I completely agree. I could not agree more. I'm going to take Tim Anderson. And we talk about Tim Anderson a lot. He's really freaking good. I think he's one of the most underrated hitters in baseball, players in baseball.
Agreed. Who else were we just talking about today being really, really underrated? Oh, Whit Merrifield. I think Whit Merrifield and Tim Anderson would make up the middle infield of more underrated players in baseball.
I agree. I mean, those two are both all-stars.
Right. Again, Alex Bregman is way too good to still be
I think that's just the weather.
Oh, is it? Okay, good point.
No Yankee or Brewer has been taken. I mean, or Astro, excuse me.
Well, the Brewers are facing
Nola.
Aaron Nola too. And outside of Christian Yelich, who's a must-own on the Brewers?
No one.
Exactly.
Absolutely no one.
See, not that it's the wrong strategy, but now you start stacking Seattle. I like Kyle Lewis, don't get me wrong, and I like him on DK for his price. But I don't know. If you're worried about the weather, but above Rhys Hoskins?
Well, especially it's like you talk about a lot. Everyone has you don't need to stack on this site. So I haven't picked anyone from this team yet, but I am very excited to lock in Franmil Reyes.
God bless it, Bellman. That's who I just saw him down there, and I was so taking him next time around.
Well, at least you're a few ways away from me, so he might have gotten taken before.
Oh, no, he was dropping to me. No doubt about it.
You know how it is. When you're feeling good, it just seems like everything falls in your lap. That was one thing also. I was surprised the Indians weren't more popular last night.
I didn't evaluate the slate very closely when it was done. I ran, once those games were rained out and I knew I had company, I just went with Tyler Anderson and Glasnow and then just basically stacked the Twins. I can't even remember who I filled in with. Oh, Tom Murphy. But put about 3 seconds of thought into it.
I like that Moncada pick right there. He was around for too long.
How's the Albie still on the board? That's way too late for him.
Yeah, I was looking at him a couple rounds ago.
I forgot. I took Whit Merrifield right away, so I didn't really need a second baseman. I hadn't been over there. Well, I need a first baseman, and I got two I like right now. And I'm going to go with Jesus Aguilar, who's having a great season. But I was definitely thinking about your boy Carlos Santana there.
I knew that's what you were thinking about. I was thinking about first baseman. I'm thinking about Jose Abreu because I need one also.
And I'm going to grab JT Realmuto and just hope this game plays.
I can respect that one. You could always fill in with another catcher.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. Vasquez, Grandal, these aren't terrible plays. Will Smith, et cetera, but I like Realmuto a lot better than the other catchers up here. And if he's out, I'll just pivot.
I have zero arguments with that one.
Especially towards the latter half of these drafts, guys. If there's somebody that you like leaps and bounds better, just go get them. And if this game doesn't play, honestly, what's the difference? Will Smith, Grandal, Mitch Garver, Wilson Ramos. If there's somebody you really like and it gets even deeper out in the outfield.
Oh man, someone that I've waited a couple rounds to take that like I'm going to take right away on my pick here. So like I hope he's still there. He should be though, because he's way down there on absolutely no one's radar. Here we go.
Ooh, nice pick, Steve. I like Carlos Santana. Your boy Juan Soto. Didn't realize he was back today, so that's why paying attention matters.
Supposedly getting called up tonight. I don't think it's like official yet, but if he is, like, I mean, he'd be a first round pick in my eyes.
Sure. So this, like,
wait, it was just one more thing. In baseball, it's not as important as in basketball, though. Because, like, in basketball, if you can get a guy like Paul George, like when he's questionable, like down there, that could win you the draft. In baseball, Soto could still go 0 for 4. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, like, you look at this line of names right here, and Soto doesn't stand out as much because, like, I don't know, Hoskins is a big name, Lindor is a big name, but Lindor sucks. LeMahieu's been, struggling. And Juan Soto should just never be in the 8th round. He's a first-round pick.
For sure.
Minus pitching.
Yeah, minus pitching for sure. You still need your other. Yeah, you still need your other pitcher, don't you?
I'm not really overly concerned about the other pitcher because I'm fine with. I don't know. At this point, none of them really are great. Like, I'm fine with Kyle Gibson if that's where it lands.
Alec Boehm, interesting pick there.
I guess it really depends what you think. Well, he was projected up there. Like, what do you think of Eric Lauer? He was really good in his first start against the Dodgers, but, and we've seen good starts from him. We've seen some bad ones. I know somebody who won $50K one night picking on Eric Lauer.
Yeah, those San Diego, like, weak lefties or average lefties.
I like that pick. Trey Mancini. Bray was way too good to still be there.
He's not having a good year, though.
No, he's not. Neither was Kenta Maeda. He was pretty good last night.
True. Who's pitching for Cincy today? I don't even know.
Another guy I may pick. Jeff Hoffman.
Oh, he's had his ups and downs this year, mostly ups.
You never really thought he'd be good at the Dodgers.
No. I mean, he's another guy. He's an average pitcher. He's going to have good starts and bad starts. Most of the good starts are going to come against weaker teams.
Sure. He's intriguing because
Chicago's
it's like, who? What's that?
Well, first off, isn't it Chicago in Cincy?
Yeah.
So they lose their DH. That we've talked about No Jimenez. Robert's gone for the season. I mean, their lineup is weak now. Weaker.
I'm going to go with Simeon.
He was definitely a guy I was going to take. I like him a lot here.
As far as outfielders go, I guess I'll just take top of the list, Alex Verdugo. Yeah, it's not so pretty down here. All right, guys. Website drafters, sign on up. All you got to do, guys, hit me up. You got my Instagram down there. You got my Twitter. You can just join the Facebook group. I'll approve anybody who joins the drafters Facebook group if you want to play. Just reach out to me some way, and you can come and draft with us. You don't need to use our link. You don't need to use our promo code. I like it if you do, but it is far from a deal breaker.
Yeah, we just want to get you guys on here and start playing with us. All righty. So Benintendi just went, and I will take the guy you brought up a little bit earlier. Give me Moustakas at second base.
Moose.
Yeah, I think you could do far worse than him there. All right, so 2 more picks for me. 2 more picks for everyone, probably. So many good players still on the board. The catcher run's about to start for sure. Oh, I was about to take Grandal. Damn, I knew the catcher run was about to start. Damn. Should have taken the catcher before Moose.
Oh, boy. After this is done, I'm going to go out. I have not been running in 10 days because I aggravated my back, so I'm excited to go exercise. So if anybody listening to this, if you're looking for that extra motivation, grab your balls, get tough, go out there, do some push-ups today, get to the gym, go running, take a walk or something like that. If you're looking for a reason to start, you always feel better when you're done.
No doubt about that. Amen to that. Sorry about that. I was going to force a catcher, but you know what? It's been a day now. I'm going to take Trevor Story and hope that he.
Oh, Jesus, Bellman, you did it to me again.
Well, you did it with Simeon. I was going to take Simeon, so.
So I screwed myself, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You're victim blaming. I see how this goes. You know, it's 2021. We don't do that anymore.
No, we don't. Good call. It's my fault. You're right.
All right. Yeah, it does get a little bit uglier down here. Ooh, Suarez. He's got upside at that price.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what you talked about. I mean, I like the last, like Yelich, Tucker, Suarez. It's a solid threesome right there.
Yelich. Oh, yeah. Tucker, Suarez. Yeah. I see Sakura on here playing from time to time on his own, too. He doesn't just play with us, and I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I randomly. Ooh, Chris Bryant still available.
Against Bauer.
Yeah. All right. So last pick, I'm gonna take Bryce Harper, and if this game doesn't play or he's out, then I'll just sub in for another guy who's like the same.
That's a great pick.
I mean, it's a lefty on lefty, but he's still pretty good. And
Yeah.
then a bunch of ugly pitchers right here. None of you are going to be too interested, so give me Kyle Gibson.
I respect that. I think he's the best pitcher on the board.
You know, am I excited about it? No, I'm not excited about it, but we talked about him on DK for a while with a bunch of other guys we weren't really that interested in.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you need still? Pitcher? No. You got your
Catcher.
pitchers.
I need a catcher, and I will, as they go, I would have taken Posey.
Posey had been hot over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, he's been freaking great all year.
I had him yesterday, I think, in our draft, and then that got rained out. Yep, and then I had I don't remember who they pivoted to.
You know what? I'm going off the board here, and I'm kind of going contrarian, even though there's no need. I'm feeling a little bit of Detroit. Give me Wilson Ramos at a weak catcher position.
God, remember how good he was to start the year? That seems like years ago at this point.
Oh, man, that seems like forever ago. Still seems pretty bizarre that the Mets paid James McCann a ton of money just to see him go for nothing.
I didn't even realize they paid him that much.
Yeah, they paid McCann a bunch, but Ramos is pretty bad defensively, so I think that's the reasoning.
Makes sense, guys. All right, y'all. Get on Drafters. Get on the 5-Pack website. You guys have a good rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow.
Have a good run.
Oh, I will. I need to exercise, and when I don't get an opportunity to do it, I don't get tired at the end of the night. So without the inability to exercise, then I find myself drinking more because I'm bored.
You get restless.
Yeah, restless. That's a best word. That's better for it. I'm not somebody who gets tired at the end of the night very easily. So, but if I go run 5 miles that day and do a few hundred push-ups, I feel a lot. It knocks me out at the end of the day so much better, and it's so much healthier than drinking.
Even just anything for me, I'm with you. I'm not going to today because I'm just really tired. Barely slept, but I've been trying to just walk a couple miles every morning, and it helps.
What kept you up last night, Bellman? What kept you up?
But even I'm not a runner like you, but even just walking a couple miles or doing anything, I'd like to do yoga, whatever. But recently I've been walking a couple miles every morning. It feels good.
Yeah, and walking is a good low intensity workout that especially if you're specifically trying to lose weight. I like running, but that's rough on your joints and it's not for everybody. And if you're trying to put on size too, walking is a good way to get the heart rate up a little bit without, losing muscle mass and stuff like that necessarily.
Yeah. And it's also just like it's easy to do. Like whether outside or just on a treadmill, you can just do it.
Yeah, Alex and I, we walk all the time. We always kind of joke around with each other. She's like, "Do you need me to walk you tonight?" And I'm kind of like, "Yeah, can you grab my leash? You gotta walk me around the neighborhood a little bit. Like, I got to get out of the house." And we got like a bunch of good places around here. You can just hop out in the woods for a little bit. Like I'm a half mile down the road. Like we can go walk. I take my daughter back there all the time. We'll go walk in the woods for an hour. We had a deer sprint by us on Saturday, like within like 15 yards of us. It was really, really cool.
That's awesome.
So, all right, guys. Cheers. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys.